area of rotation. Make sure that you're getting in your safe place if you're in Lucky. Make sure that you're getting in your safe place in Bienville. Brian's going to take over for a little bit, kind of give you an idea what's going on.
All right, so yeah, if you're just joining us right now, it's currently 1:07 a.m. and we do have a tornado warning in effect for portions of the Arklamis, mainly for Bienville Parish here. And right now, the main area of concern is this area circled, the reds and the greens. It's a very tight area of rotation, and it is moving pretty quickly towards the northeast here. And that warning actually extends pretty far up to the northeast and covers some portions of Lincoln Parish here and Jackson Parish here. So again, folks in Ruston, Simsboro is actually in that warning. Folks in Ruston, you're just outside of it, but you need to be paying attention as this storm is going to be making it into your direction. And folks along Highway 167, if you know anybody taking that, I know it's kind of early in the morning, but if you know anybody in that area, you need to let them know that, hey, there is a dangerous storm heading your way. So looking at it right now, folks in Lucky, they need to be in their safe place. We've been kind of mentioning this for the last 15 minutes or so. This area of rotation is right on your doorstep. So folks need to be in their safe place, you know, helmets on, you know, make sure that you're in a lowest interior room away from any windows. And again, just keeping as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So looks like Bienville up to the north. I think you guys are going to be fine here as the circulation should pass just to your south. But again, it looks like folks in Lucky are going to be just not going to, they're right in the path of this. So again, I'm going to circle it here. Good news is, though, and you would probably agree with me, over the last couple scans, it's kind of broadened out here, not looking as impressive as when it started, because it's kind of starting to...
Yeah, definitely still a tight enough area of rotation. If I can switch the palette here on the map, and maybe we can read out some road names for you, and this way you can get kind of an exact idea of where we're talking about. This is heading towards State Route 4 in the Crowston and Bloom communities. You see Lucky staring right down at it. Tobin Road, Highway 4, Magnolia Road. If any of those roads sound familiar to you, right over Ridge Road right now, that's where you're going to want to be in your safe place. It is just northwest of Pine Grove for those areas. Just got a new scan in here. We'll kind of circle that new area of rotation for you, give you an idea of kind of our best guess of where this would be. It is just southwest of Lucky and heading towards the Bienville area. Those folks are going to want to be in their safe place. Zoomed in right where you see those reds and those greens next to each other. That's exactly where you would have a tornado based on the appearance from our radar. Now, don't believe that this is confirmed from the National Weather Service, so what we're looking at now is just our best idea, the reason that they did issue this tornado warning. We're going to keep our eyes on this for you all morning. This is in effect until 1:45. So for the folks, if you are in Bienville Parish, especially for Lucky in Bienville, if you're in northwest parts of Jackson Parish and areas in Lincoln Parish like Simsboro, not including Grambling, not including Ruston, but Simsboro under this tornado warning as well. That'll be down the road for a few minutes, but still going to want to kind of get this warning. Got a few minutes now. Make sure you're getting in that safe place immediately. So for now, tracking this area of rotation on radar just through parts of southwest and kind of central Bienville Parish.
Looks like it's kind of starting to tighten back up again with the latest radar. The kind of the closer circulation here. I'll clear the circle out and I'll just circle what I just saw. This little area kind of spins up here. So the storm has had a history of cycling kind of in and out, and it's just it's amazing to me, at least, to see how long this circulation has held together. The last time I measured it, it was about 40 miles or so, and now I'd say it's longer than that, but it's been tracking all the way back from East Texas and has held together, surprisingly, and it has made it into the Arklamis. So it's moving very, very quickly towards the north and east, and that's why the National Weather Service has put out such a large tornado warning. So again, it can't even keep up with our circle that we keep drawing here. I'm going to clear that out and show you where the highest potential of a tornado would be. But again, that kind of scan, that last one, kind of falling apart again, which is good news here. But again, folks in Lucky going to be getting very, very close to you guys, so you need to be in your tornado safe place now at this time. And again, kind of mainly into rural areas as it continues towards the northeast, but it is moving quickly. It is nighttime. You're not going to be able to see it. Don't try to go see it. It's going to be wrapped in rain, so again, just don't try to do it. Don't take these warnings seriously tonight, as this storm has had a history of producing tornadoes.
Yeah, and we're doing our best here. I'm trying to get these updated on Facebook and Twitter for you guys, so if you do want to check it out on there, you guys can see it as well. For now, we're still looking at this area of rotation. That is for parts of Bienville Parish. That is at least where the rotation currently is sitting. Now, the tornado warning is still in effect for areas in southwest Lincoln Parish and northwest Jackson Parish. So those are the areas that you're going to want to be in your safe place. This includes Simsboro and Lincoln Parish. If you see that up towards the top of your screen, that is kind of right along I-20, and it'll probably be making it there another 20 or 30 minutes or so. The time now is 1:13. We do have almost 30 minutes left on this warning as it's in effect till 1:45. Radar indicated from the National Weather Service. We're going to keep our eyes on this thing as long as it is in our coverage area. Again, this is still rather an impressive looking rotation. You see this rotation, at least this storm, going to be approaching Grambling around 1:41 a.m. just before the warning expires, so we'll have to see if they issue one downstream. Sinsboro, 1:38. Bienville, 1:20. So Bienville, that's 7 minutes for you. Make sure that you are in that safe place right now. We are looking at that rotation kind of continuing to advance that way. It is just northwest, just in that Lucky community in Bienville Parish. If you know folks in Lucky, please give them a call. Anywhere in Bienville, give them a call as well. I know it's early, probably going to wake some folks up, but that's okay. This is a life-endangering situation where we're looking at a tornado warning. So make sure you're giving all your folks calls. If you're in those areas, make sure you're in your safe place. You can get us on NBC. You can get us on Fox. We're trying to push these to social, and we are on Facebook Live. So whatever way that you can reach us, make sure that you bring us with you to your safe place. Brian, what are you looking at with these latest scans?
So yeah, kind of still holding together here. Looks like for the most part, really not too much of a change, but kind of just fluctuating in and out. We also do have a new severe thunderstorm warning, rather large one, as these storms kind of materialize into a line. But this is about it for now. But this is the only tornado warning that we have in the Arklamis, which is good news. And kind of taking a look at it, yeah, it looks like there is signs of broadening in the rotation, which means that this thing is kind of weakening a little bit, which is good news. But again, can't trust this thing. It's been on radar for quite a while, for the last at least hour or so, as it's moved out of East Texas, and you can kind of see it's just not as clear-cut as it used to be, but still very, very dangerous storm here, and a very, very large tornado warning for portions of Bienville, Jackson, and Lincoln parishes here. So going to be keeping our eye on it here. Again, I'm going to circle the area of most likely rotation. And again, it looks like it's going to be getting very close to Lucky, not going right over like it was looking originally, but still folks need to be in their safe place. And Bienville, yeah, you need to be in your safe place as well. The track can shift anywhere, really. So latest velocity scan, let's see, I'm going to clear this out, kind of zoom in. I'm going to zoom in real let's see, Croson, is that yeah, Croson, looks like Bloom. If you know people in those communities, looks like Traffic Street, getting right down to street level here, taking a look. Here's the area of most concerning rotation here with this storm. And folks in Liberty Hill up to the north, you're in that warning. Be paying attention to this. So again, as Reed mentioned, if you know anybody in this area, give them a call, wake them up. You know, I know it's 1:16 in the morning, but this storm has had a history of producing tornadoes, and even some potential damage was reported on radar. So, and it looks like they just trimmed the tornado warning a little bit from the south. So now that includes mainly central portions of Bienville Parish, and still has Lincoln and Jackson parishes included in that warning. So watching this little tight area too, kind of concerning right here. This little area tightening up just north of Lucky, that would be the most likely area for a tornado if one were to be in progress. So I'm going to check in with the National Weather Service here real quickly to see if they've reported anything or if anybody has reported anything, but just continue to watch this on the screen. I'll actually back this out real quick.
Yeah, the latest from the National Weather Service they gave us 1 minute ago, that they said a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 16 miles east of Ringgold or 17 miles west of Jonesboro. This storm that you're looking at circled, Brian, if you could update that circle there. Yep. And that storm is moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. This also has some heavy rain associated with it, so you're not going to be able to see this thing coming at you. You're going to want to be in your safe place right now. And it is a good time, again, not under tornado warning, but folks towards Grambling, folks towards Ruston, up in Lincoln Parish. It's kind of right on the back end of this warning. So if this thing does stay on the ground, which it has for a long time now, we could see these warnings kind of extend into areas like Lincoln Parish. It looks like Shreveport from the National Weather Service saying a possible debris signature showing up. So if that is the case, you could have a tornado on the ground. This is just radar indicated, but really something you're going to want to be taking serious, folks. We are looking at these areas kind of under tornado warning until 1:45. This is not a confirmed tornado, but it is looking likely that we're seeing some of that. So, folks, I'm going to kind of read off some street names. Piney Woods Road. You got Driscoll Mountain Hunting Club Road, Bullseye Road, heading towards Liberty Hill, and Walsh. I'm naming these areas that are all in Bienville Parish. That is kind of the main area. It is just south of Bienville and kind of approaching that area right now. So those folks really going to want to get in your safe place immediately. If you know folks in Bienville Parish, give them a call. Tell them to get in their safe place. And again, kind of a heads up for all the folks in Grambling, Ruston, Shudrint, Vienna. This storm is heading in that direction. We are seeing those communities kind of right at the back end of this tornado warning, but the way it's been looking for the past few minutes, it's not really weakening too much. Simsboro is in this tornado warning, so are parts of northwest Jackson Parish. You see it's west of Jonesboro, but that is not under.
It just really spiked up on that last run there. And are we on Shreveport's radar right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll probably hang on to Shreveport's for a little bit longer, and then we'll probably switch over to our live storm tracker Doppler radar, because it'll get here pretty quickly. Let's see, I'll switch it over. I'm just going to check it out to see what it looks like on our radar here, if it pops up. Let's see here. There we go. All right, let me
I don't think we have our radar in that mode, Brian, right now.
Okay. We'll switch it over here quickly, or pretty soon, but switch it back to Shreveport here, because we're going to be keeping our eye on this area of rotation that really has kind of gotten more intense here over the last scan or so. So again, folks in Walsh, Liberty Hill, if you know hottest greens and the brightest reds are, I'm going to take a look here and see, because the National Weather Service was talking, there is strong evidence of a debris signature on radar with our correlation coefficient product. Let's see if I can switch over to that real quickly.
I'm switching our radar into a mode where we can get some velocities too. As the storm does approach closer to Monroe and West Monroe, we're going to get a closer look to the ground. Right now, Shreveport's still doing a good job with this. Seeing that really, really bright green. That is not your traditional radar, but that's velocity mode, which is the best for kind of identifying tornadoes. You see that right
folks. There we go.
That correlation coefficient. You see that little area of yellow circled on the screen, literally just southeast of Bienville, heading towards Liberty Hill, heading towards Walsh. That is a debris signature, which the radar is picking up something that's non-rain in its reflectivity. So essentially could be debris, something that tornado is spitting up from the ground, anything really. So that's not a good sign. Not what you want to see. This thing is starting to look stronger and stronger on the radar for those folks in the tornado warned area, which we're putting on social media too, if you can check those out. Get in your safe place now. We're on NBC, we're live on Fox right now, and we are on Facebook Live. So you can call your friends if you know them in these areas. Tell them there's multiple ways to get this coverage from us, and we're going to continue to stay on air with you until this warning and any other tornado warnings are in effect. This one is in effect until 1:45 a.m. I'm going to pull up our Facebook Live right now. If you folks do have any questions real quick, I can try to answer some for you and see if you do have anything you need to know about this storm. Again, we are trying to get our best look at this on the radar, and this is a pretty good look just southeast of the Bienville area. See, Brian's putting that debris signature up on the screen. So this is a pretty impressive looking signature. Nothing from Shreveport on this being confirmed, but they are saying likely a debris signature just south of Bienville. So those folks in Bienville Parish, they're going to want to be in their safe place.
The next one that's about to come out, there's likely, folks, we're not going to confirm a tornado here, but it is extremely likely with this system. So I'm going to clear this out real quick and recircle this and show you where exactly the area of concern is for here. So this is a potential debris signature right here, and I'm going to go back to storm relative velocity, and looking really, really strong on there.
So for the folks asking if your community is okay right now, we can zoom out real quick and give you a really good look at where exactly this tornado warning is in effect. And that's going to be for areas in northwest Jackson Parish. That doesn't include Jonesboro. We are just seeing the kind of northwest corner of it. Simsboro and southwest Lincoln Parish, and essentially all of Bienville Parish, a pretty good chunk of it. For those areas, be sure to get in your safe place right now. This warning does not include Ruston or Grambling, Vienna, Shudrint. You see those areas outside of that red flashing polygon, but it is kind of heading that direction in this debris signature, this rotation.
Confirmed tornado now from the National Weather Service with this storm.
There we go. So the National Weather Service has just said they confirming a tornado with this. So this is, again, a tornado. You're going to want to take this seriously. For the folks in Liberty Hill, for the folks in Walsh, anywhere in northeast Bienville Parish, please get in your safe place right now. If you don't know where that is, it's going to be a small, low interior room on the lowest floor of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. It's typically going to be a bathroom, going to be a small closet. If you got a helmet you can wear, if you got shoes you can wear in case of debris. But we do have a confirmed tornado here, so if it does head towards your community, possible damage associated with this. So Liberty Hill, Walsh, Bienville Parish, and you see northwest parts of Jackson Parish and southwest parts of Lincoln Parish. Now, again, we're going to stay with you as long as this is in effect. This is just one of many storms in the area, but this is really the only area of rotation that we're keeping our eyes on right now. Just a big chunk of severe thunderstorms heading into Winfield. So for now, see that circled area on your screen with the bright red and the bright green. That is an area of indicated rotation. If you know folks in this red flashing polygon, that includes Simsboro, that does include very northwest corner of Jackson Parish, in the Clay community in Ansley, up towards the Clay-Ansley Highway, Brooks Chapel Road, for the areas that this is heading towards, immediately towards Walsh. So if you know anybody in Walsh, in Bienville Parish, give them a call right now. Tell them to get in their safe place. Again, we've been explaining what that is. It's the time is now, and for those folks up through parts of southwest Lincoln Parish, I'd say you got another good 5 to 10 minutes till this approaches, but you're going to want to be in your safe place now, as ahead of the tornado could be seeing the possibility for damaging winds, heavy rainfall as well. So we got a lot of threats here. Main one is this area of rotation. Tornado warning in effect until 1:45 a.m. That's 20 more minutes. The current time is 1:25. We're going to be seeing these warnings again. Maybe issued after this if it continues to look like this. The National Weather Service has confirmed that tornado. You're seeing a debris signature on some of the radars, so that does mean that this confirmed tornado could be kicking up some debris off the ground. Whatever that is, usually not a good sign, especially when the rotation on the velocities are looking that impressive. You see the bright green and the bright red circled. That is exactly where any tornado would be. So for the folks in Walsh, it is heading right there. The newest scan came out just now. That is right over the Walsh community. If we have a tornado here, which has been confirmed, folks in Walsh, again, the time is now. The time was 5-10 minutes ago, but if you can't, make sure you're calling everyone you know in these areas. This is heading into northeast Bienville Parish. Make sure you're getting in your safe place immediately.
Yeah, as Reach mentioned, again, if you know anybody in the Walsh community, they need to be in their safe place at this moment. Bienville's in the clear. This air circulation has moved out, but yeah, National Weather Service has confirmed a tornado with this. Good news is, from some of the latest scans that we've seen, it appears that it is weakening somewhat, so that's a good sign here. Not as intense as what we saw, but you know, as this continues to move towards the northeast, it's getting ever so closer to Lincoln Parish. So again, folks in Simsboro, Grambling, Ruston. Simsboro, you're actually in that warning, but folks in Grambling, Ruston, you're just outside of it. And we'll see if the National Weather Service decides to extend the tornado warning northward. If it keeps doing what it's doing, it's very, very likely. So we'll continue to stay on the air with you as this tornado continues to move to the northeast at 45 miles per hour. And again, so if you're just tuning in, we're coming up on the 1:30 time frame here. And folks in Walsh, you need to be in your safe place. I'm going to take a look at the correlation coefficient again. This can tell us if anything is being lofted in the air, and it's that bright area of green that's kind of in the circle here. I'll recircle it. Again, it's going right over Walsh, a potential debris signature here. Let me re-angle the the shot here. There we go. So again, just south of Walsh, going to be heading right over that community at this point. And folks in Liberty Hill, you still need to be in your safe place. So it looks like it just passed over Walsh, still holding on to that. And,
hey, where do I reset that hand tracker computer?
To
the one with the play button on it, because it's frozen right now?
Kind of lost a little bit, but we are getting kind of far away from the Shreveport radar here. So we'll be switching over fairly soon to our live storm tracker Doppler radar, but in the meantime, we're going to be keeping our eye on this area of rotation. So,
the server room?
Because there is a confirmed tornado on this storm. So, again, good news is the velocity are kind of weakening, which is good news. I'm going to circle one more time. I know we keep saying the same thing over and over again, but folks, this is a dangerous storm. It's not something to, you need to be in your shelters at this point, taking these warnings seriously. I know it's almost 1:30 in the morning here, but again, if, let's see, towards the north, let me see what highway that is. Here's some roads. It looks like Gaskin Road, folks on Jotham Down Road need to be paying attention. Again, the area of circulation is kind of broadening out here, which that's good news, as when the circulation kind of broadens out, it starts to kind of wind down. So that is some good news. We're going to keep on the air with you as long as possible. And I'm just going to check in with the National Weather Service to see if they have any updates at this time. All right, we don't have anything to pass along from them at this time, but again, area of rotation is kind of broadening out here, which is good news. And again, it's now starting to get into extreme northeastern portions of Bienville Parish, and now folks in Lincoln Parish need to start really paying attention here, as the circulation is pretty much right on your doorstep. So again, folks in Simsboro, you're in that warning. You need to be in your safe place at this time. And again, Grambling, Ruston, not in any warning yet, but it looks like, okay, new severe thunderstorm warnings just continued. Let's see. All right. So yeah, it looks like the latest velocity scans that we're getting here kind of tightening up that area of rotation once again. The storm has been cycling, been teetering, just kind of winding down a little bit, and then it'll spin right back up, and then it kind of winds down. So very, very unpredictable, and that's what makes it extremely dangerous, especially considering it is 1:30 in the morning. You're not going to be able to see it, and you need to be in your safe place at this time. So again, it is 1:30 right now. If you're just joining us, we do have an active tornado warning for portions of Bienville, Jackson, and Lincoln Parish. It looks like the National Weather Service just trimmed the warning to take more of Bienville Parish out. However, extreme northeastern sections of Bienville Parish are still in that warning. So again, folks, this is a dangerous storm. It looks like it has produced multiple tornadoes at this point. And again, we can't confirm anything, but it looks like the National Weather Service had confirmed one at, let's see. Okay, they're still saying that there is an observed tornado. It says a confirmed tornado was located 11 miles south of Arcadia, or 12 miles southwest of Grambling, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So again, folks, if you know folks in Grambling, Ruston, that whole area, anybody traveling on I-20 at this hour, you need to kind of give them a call, maybe let them know, hey, there is a very dangerous storm heading your way, and they need to be in their safe place. So this is starting to get into some more populated areas, and again, this is concerning, as the circulation just does not want to quit. So I'm going to circle this here again one more time, see exactly where that area of rotation would be. So says, the National Weather Service says there still is a tornado observed with this. So folks, you need to be definitely paying attention. Let's see. Just checking in with the National Weather Service. Alrighty. But, all right, so kind of what we're seeing here now, again, area of rotation holding on, and National Weather Service still confirming a tornado with the storm. exiting Bienville Parish for the most part at this time. Going to be entering Lincoln Parish here very, very shortly. So if you know folks in Lincoln Parish, they need to be, especially southern Lincoln Parish, you need to be taking shelters right now. So again, no official tornado warning for Grambling, Ruston, Vienna, Shreveport, but however, it's going to be knocking right on your doorstep. So I'm going to track another cone here just to kind of give you an approximate time frame on when to expect this area of rotation. And again, it just it keeps updating and kind of cycling here. But again, Simsboro's 146, Grambling's 149, Ruston's 153, Vienna is 156, and Shreveport is 202. So it's kind of a time frame on when to expect this area of rotation to get into your area. Would not be surprised to see the National Weather Service extend the tornado warning for portions of Grambling, Ruston, for those towns. So again, folks need to be paying attention. This is a very dangerous storm, as it's had the history of producing tornadoes in the past.
Yeah, what we're seeing right now, again, is that still that area rotation. It's now approaching areas like northeast Bienville Parish, and that's getting real close to parts of northwest Jackson Parish and southwest Lincoln Parish. So the areas in Simsboro getting in your safe place right now. This warning has not been extended yet, but we're still seeing it in effect until 1:45 a.m. Now, it's been passing through Bienville Parish. Make sure those folks give them a call, make sure they're okay. For the folks in this warning right now, give them a call. Make sure to get in their safe place. It is going to be crossing up near the Simsboro area, crossing Highway 80 if this rotation can stay intact. I think that the latest from this National Weather Service here did say it was about 12 miles southwest of Grambling, and it's still moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So
looks like it's tightening up once again.
Yeah, this thing hasn't really been letting up on any of our latest radar scans, and again, still pretty impressive looking. It was a confirmed tornado earlier, so there's a good chance that if this is still on the ground, still looking at a tornado on the ground. So
yeah, they still said it was observed at 1:30. As of 1:30, it was still observed, and it looks like there could be even still some potential debris in the area here. Those brighter colors that you're seeing on our correlation coefficient product indicate the potential for debris being lofted by this storm. Again, Bienville Parish, you're almost in the clear here as the storm continues to push into Lincoln Parish, but Jackson Parish, it's going to kind of skim the area, but again, it's Lincoln Parish is the main area concern at this point, and I'm going to switch this back over to storm relative velocity here. So again, it's hard to keep up with this thing. Every time we draw a new circle, it's pretty much out of it as it's moving very, very quickly, folks, and that's what makes it that much more dangerous. It is moving very, very quickly. So again, folks in Simsboro, Grambling, Ruston even, if you're along Highway 80, Interstate 20, you guys, if you know anybody traveling those stretches of road at this point, or if you know anybody in those three areas, they really need to be paying attention to this thing. Again, not be surprised if the National Weather Service extends a tornado warning for more of Lincoln Parish here as we get into the next 10 to 15 minutes or so. But yeah, that area of rotation continues to track, and I'm going to circle it again once right here. So we are pretty much almost into Lincoln Parish at this point. So again, folks in Simsboro, you're in the official warning. I'm going to actually zoom in a little bit more on street level here. But I'm going to keep the circle where that area of rotation is, just you can kind of get an idea and a reference to where it is. So Simsboro, Grambling, looks like Barnett Springs, Ruston, Cooktown, and all the roads in between. Got Jackson Road. We got Pleasant Hill as well, the community of Pleasant Hill. CCC Road, Old State Road, Woodsville, community of Woodsville. Let's see. Good news is, though, that last velocity scan really kind of
it's starting to broad out a little bit as this does enter parts of southern Lincoln Parish. So for the folks in Lincoln Parish, a lot of you asking if you are in this warning, take a look at the map right here. This does not include Shreveport, Ruston, Vienna, Grambling. Now, they're downstream from the storm, but currently not under a tornado warning. This includes Simsboro. It includes parts of Woodville, includes Pleasant Hill. This is for those areas in southwest Lincoln Parish. Includes the Clay community. That is in northwest Jackson Parish. We are looking at areas in extreme northeast Bienville Parish right now with this area of rotation. About to cross into parts of southern Lincoln Parish. So it is kind of straight heading towards the Pleasant Hill area. Now, if this is a confirmed tornado, stays on the ground, we're going to keep our eyes to see if any more warnings come issued. It would likely be heading towards Grambling and Ruston areas. So you might want to give those folks a heads up. You're not under a tornado warning right now, but you are just downstream of a tornado warning. So it looks like National Weather Service about to put out a new tornado warning for this area. We're going to have it pop up on our screen here shortly. That is located 7 miles southwest of Grambling, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So we're on the screen here waiting for it to populate on our system, but a new tornado warning about to be issued.
There we go. It just popped up.
There you go. This is a large warning. So folks, especially Grambling, Ruston, Vienna, Shudrin, get in your safe place right now. This includes western Washita Parish. It includes southern Union Parish. Does include Farmerville. They're going to be a little further downstream here, but for the folks, again, Shudrin, Grambling, Ruston, Vienna, make sure you're getting in your safe place right now. That includes western Washita Parish, not West Monroe or Monroe. Does include parts of Shinney and Calhoun. Those areas are going to want to be in your safe place. Includes areas like Farmerville. Those are going to want to be in your safe place too. It kind of ends right at Lake D'Arbonne. So make sure getting in your safe place. You see that area of rotation, the green and the red, on its current pace, its current track. Ruston, you got about 8 minutes to get in your safe place. Grambling, you got about 5 minutes. So make sure, if you know folks in any of those areas on your screen, you see where the storm is approaching. Now here in Monroe, West Monroe, we are not in this tornado warning, so I'm not really going to have to worry about that for now. But for those folks in Lincoln Parish, kind of immediately in Grambling and Ruston, make sure you're calling your folks right now who are in those areas and you are telling them to get in their safe place. That is kind of immediately downstream of this right now. We're still looking at this rotation. Pretty tight looking on the radar. This is in effect until 2:15 a.m. That's about 35 more minutes, so you got a while for this one, folks in Lincoln Parish. Brian's got that circled on your screen right now where you see the bright green and the bright red. That is going to be rotation. Wind's going towards and away from the radar, so indicating some rotation in the atmosphere and possibly what is a tornado. So make sure that you're in your safe place, folks. If you know people in Ruston, Grambling, Simsboro, Shudrin, Vienna, pretty much all of Lincoln Parish, make sure you give them a call. Farmerville's down there, western Washita Parish down there as well. This is also for parts of northern Jackson Parish. It does look like this area of rotation, at least, is going to stay north of Jackson Parish. So this is kind of right knocking on this Grambling and Ruston doorstep, some of our most highly populated areas. So I know that a lot of you, if you're not there, you probably know some people there. Wake them up, give them a call, tell them to get in their safe place. A small, teary room, lowest floor of their house. Make sure you put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. No windows. It's going to be a closet. It's going to be a bathroom. Put on a helmet, put on some shoes. Sounds silly, but if there is any debris, you're going to want to protect yourself from that.
So you have folks in the Pleasant Hill community, that area of rotation, with just kind of keeping up with how fast this thing is moving on radar. It is pretty much right over you at this current time here, because the radar is a couple minutes behind. But right over you, Pleasant Hill community, looks like Grambling, this area of rotation is going to go right over downtown Grambling. So again, folks in Grambling seriously need to be taking shelter at this time. Like, you guys need to be in your safe place. Again, Ruston, you looks like Simsboro for the most part. Again, you're still very, very close to this area of rotation, but just where it's moving, more than likely Grambling and Ruston here are right in the most area of concern as this area of rotation continues to move towards the northeast at 45 miles per hour, and not looking as impressive as what we saw earlier when the National Weather Service did confirm a tornado. However, it is starting to tighten back up ever so slightly again, and again, it could drop another tornado at any point. So take this storm seriously. Take the tornado warning seriously. Make sure you don't try to see this. This is going to be one of those storms where, and there is lightning within the storm, however, it's not going to be enough to where you'll be able to see it. So if anything does form, don't even try. It's rain-wrapped, just too dangerous. Make sure you're taking shelter. Again, folks on I-20, if you know anybody in that area, tell them that, hey, there's an area of rotation heading towards you. It's going to be crossing very, very shortly here. It looks like it's going right over Pleasant Hill at the moment. And again, knocking right on Grambling's doorstep. Again, Ruston, too, should be here in the next few minutes or so. Probably a lot of gusty winds and a lot of heavy rain coming down right now with this storm. So very, very dangerous storm that we have here. It's had a history of producing tornadoes, or at least the National Weather Service has confirmed a couple tornadoes already with this long track supercell. So again, we're going to continue to keep our eye on it here. Not looking too much in the way of a correlation coefficient, not indicating any potential debris being wafted by this area of rotation, which is good news here. But again, it's just getting concerning, especially as it gets into more populated areas of Lincoln Parish. So.
Yeah, and again, can't stress this enough. Those folks in Ruston, those folks in Grambling, be in your safe place right now. This rotation is knocking on your doorstep for parts of Grambling. It is just approaching the Pleasant Hill community. If you're familiar with Pleasant Hill, Grambling Corners, Barnett Springs, Cooktown, La Mesa, Ruston, Grambling, those areas, that's where this rotation is headed next. This warning is in effect until 2:15, but Ruston and Grambling, you guys got about 3 to 5 more minutes, so you want to be in that safe place until that rotation arrives. So make sure you call your friends who live there. Tell them if they don't have cable, we are on Facebook Live. We're on NBC. We're on Fox. There's multiple ways to get this coverage from us at the moment, and you're going to want to be in your safe place streaming this the best way that you can. If there's not even a tornado on the ground, you are going to be seeing some extremely gusty winds with this system, but it's moving 45 miles per hour towards the northeast. And we're already getting damage reports from areas in Bienville Parish with snapped power poles. So this thing has a history of producing damage out on the highways and in communities in Bienville, where this storm just was, and it is about to head straight through Grambling. It is, again, heading right through that community. If you have any kids who go to Grambling, any students there, make sure you give them a call. Again, it's early. It's 1:43 a.m. Wake them up. Make sure that they're getting in their safe place immediately. That's going to be important for them, and tell them to tune in with us. We're going to be with you until we don't have any more tornado warnings. So for now, that's at least about 30 more minutes till 2:15 a.m. Small interior room on the lowest floor of your house. We're looking at this area rotation circled, heading right over the Pleasant Hill community. The next scan will likely have this thing, if not right on top of, extremely close to Grambling. I would say it's just approaching there right about now. So you're going to want to have anyone in Grambling and Ruston in your safe place right now. You're not really on the fringes of this tornado warning. You are right in the heart of it. That includes areas like Vienna, Shudrin, a little further downstream, but it is going to be heading right in between Grambling and Ruston at the moment, Cooktown, all those areas, Barnett Springs, Pleasant Hill, where it is right now. You're going to want to be in your safe place ready for this. This tornado warning had a confirmed tornado with it earlier. At the moment, it is not confirmed, but it does have that history behind it. So you're going to want to make sure that you're taking this serious, as if there were a tornado warning or a tornado actually on the ground heading towards you. So make sure, again, can't stress this enough. I know a lot of folks out there who live in Ruston, a lot of folks out there who live in Grambling. Going to want to give all of them a call. Wake them up, tell them to get in their safe place, and join us right now. The newest scan, I think, just came out. Still looking just south of Grambling, just southwest of Grambling, but it's approaching that direction at 45 miles per hour. So this thing is still moving extremely quickly outside.
Yep, and looks like just a very small area of kind of maybe slightly more intense rotation that's just popped up here on the latest scan, going now right between Grambling and Ruston. So again, this is not a good situation, folks. This area of rotation is heading into a very populated area of Lincoln Parish. And again, all folks in Ruston, you need to be in your safe place at this point. All folks in Grambling need to be in their safe place at this point. Looks like Simsboro, you're pretty much in the clear at this time as this area of circulation continues to move to the northeast, which is good news. But going to take a little bit further look down the line here, and kind of now focusing on Shudrin area, Vienna, the folks up in that area, La Mesa, you need to be paying attention. Cooktown, again, this area of rotation is going to go right over Barnett Springs, Grambling Corners. Again, it looks like Works Road. Going over that right now, let's see, that is Highway 80. It is going over Highway 80 right at this point, and pretty much right into the heart of downtown Ruston. So again, have to keep updating the circle here as this area rotation continues to just move towards the northeast at 45 miles per hour here. But that is the most likely area. If anything were to form, that's where it would be. So, and kind of going right in between Grambling and Ruston at this time, which is good news. But again, folks in Grambling and Ruston, be in your safe place. We cannot emphasize this enough. This is a dangerous storm. It has history of producing damage already, and again, likely having history of producing tornadoes. We've had a couple confirmed by the National Weather Service. So very, very dangerous storm as it continues to move towards the northeast.
Yeah, we're still looking at this rotation, and I'm going to give you a real quick look right now. I see some people asking in the comments for a more traditional look at your reflectivity. This might be more intuitive for a lot of folks to kind of know what's happening outside. You see heavy, heavy rainfall, and we do have storms kind of approaching off towards the northeast. So these are all heading towards parts of 165. But right now, you got severe thunderstorms down south. You're going to be seeing heavy rainfall. Turn the lightning on. There's a lot of lightning in these storms as well. So we are looking at that. Make sure that you're getting in your safe place, though, if you're in this tornado-warned area. This is kind of the primary focus in what we're dealing with right now. So this is for areas just south of Grambling is where the heart of that rotation is, but still, this is a very serious storm. Does look like it might be broadening out a bit, which would be good news for us. I'm not seeing that extremely tight couplet like we saw earlier, but this thing has a history of being a confirmed tornado and some damage reports already. So make sure that you're getting in your safe place, especially for folks in Ruston. There you go. The newest scan just came out, and it does look a little bit better right there, just southwest of Ruston. Can't stress that enough for the folks in the Ruston community. Make sure you are in your safe place right now. And if you know folks in the Ruston community, give them a call, wake them up, tell them right now is the time to do it. You can tune in with us on Facebook Live, NBC, or Fox. Trying to read as many comments as I can on the Facebook Live. They're coming in quick, so I apologize if I don't get to you immediately, but if you're asking where you're at, if you're asking what you're looking like, this is the zoomed out look where the folks under the tornado warning. This includes kind of half of Lincoln Parish. That includes Farmerville and Southern Union Parish. It includes Western Ouachita Parish. That includes Shinny. That includes I-20, Highway 80. You see Calhoun, Forksville, Carlton, all in that area. Cartwright in northern Jackson Parish. Jackson Parish looking like they're not going to be seeing this rotation enter that area, though, as it is just kind of passing through Ruston. So I'm going to read off some of these streets. South Maple Street, Bulldog Drive for the folks in Louisiana Tech. If you have students there, if you know students there, give them a call. Heading right over campus here soon. West Alabama Ave, East Mississippi Ave, essentially heading right through the heart of Ruston. So right now this is not confirmed, but radar indicated. Earlier we had a confirmed tornado. You're going to want to act as it is a confirmed tornado and be in your safe place right now. The small, low interior room at your home. It's going to be a bathroom, going to be a closet with as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. We're looking at this storm relative velocity, which is the storm's motion. Right now, the newest scan just came out. This is right over southwest Ruston. So let me give it a circle for you, and we can zoom in down to street level, and I can tell you exactly what we're looking at. That bright red and that bright green next to each other, right near Cary Avenue, Robert Street, South Maple Street, West Barnett Springs Ave, West Alabama Ave. Again, you're seeing a Bulldog Drive there. That's heading right over Louisiana Tech. If you have a student there, if you know any students at Louisiana Tech, be sure to give them a call. Get in your safe place right now. If you are at Louisiana Tech, get in your safe place. You see all these areas? This is heading northeast at 45 miles per hour, so rather quickly. By the next scan, we're going to be up a little closer to Tech Drive, Westwood Drive. You got Colvin Street, Cooktown Road. I do apologize if I'm naming any of your roads wrong, but I'm trying to give you the most hyper-local kind of description of where this rotation would be. Make sure that you're getting in that safe place immediately. We do have this tornado warning still in effect until 2:15 a.m. Current time is 1:51. So this is heading right over Ruston, over the Louisiana Tech area, heading towards downtown, just south of I-20. All those folks in Ruston really going to want to be in your safe place immediately. We are looking at this radar-indicated tornado, and the latest that we heard from the National Weather Service 1 minute ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Ruston, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So you hear that wording there. It is capable of producing a tornado, but with the storm relative velocities here, that's our tool that we use to kind of get an idea of where that would be. Right over Ruston. For all the folks at Tech, if you have students at Tech, if you know students at Tech, give them a call. This is heading right over the heart of the Ruston community, where you're seeing the bright green and the bright red couplet right on top of each other. That is where any radar indicated tornado would be. That's the reason that we have this tornado warning in effect with you. So make sure you stick with us here, especially for those folks in Ruston. Again, don't feel bad for waking them up. This is dangerous. This thing is moving quick. Latest scan just came out. We're going to have to move it just about right over I-20 now. So again, it is passing through the Ruston area. If you zoom out, you can see this couplet there of the red and the green. This is right on top of I-20 in parts of Lincoln Parish. Zoom in here. This is going to be for areas, again, right over Tech, La Mesa, Cooktown, East Reynolds Drive, Trenton Street, Vienna Street, Lee Avenue, State Road 544, Bulldog Drive, and importantly, I-20 and Highway 80. Kind of heading right over there. If you know folks there, again, tell them to be careful. You're going to want to be in your safe place immediately if you're in those areas.
Just to give people kind of an update here, I know I've seen a lot of people asking about Union Parish and Ouachita Parish. That it's a rather large tornado warning with this right now, and you're getting those emergency alerts on your phone, which is a good thing, but that's just to kind of give you a heads up. You're in the warning, yes. You need to be in your safe place, and from what we can tell right now, it looks like folks mainly in Union Parish need to be keeping their eyes on this. It looks like just with the track where this is going, even though portions of Ouachita Parish are under that tornado warning, you need to be in your safe place. However, it looks like more like Union Parish. So again, Monroe is not in that tornado warning. Again, the area of rotation is going right over Ruston, but for folks asking about Monroe, West Monroe, you guys are in the clear for now. We're going to be focusing mainly on the Ruston area as the circulation continues to pass. Actually, it looks like it has just passed over Ruston proper here, and it continues now to push off into kind of more rural areas.
Yeah, heading up just north of I-20 now, this area of rotation is. So it's out of the Tech area, out of that downtown Ruston area, heading just north of I-20 throughout parts of Lincoln Parish. So we're starting to look downstream here. You see Stable Road, you see the Douglas community, Cedarton, Mineral Springs. Those areas sound familiar to you. Make sure you're giving people a call there. If you're in those areas, make sure you're getting in your safe place right now. We're heading down. It is heading towards parts of Union Parish. Again, still a bit of a ways out. We can draw the storm track on this and try to get a kind of rough timing on when this thing is going to be heading up that direction. Farmerville, 2:18 a.m. The current time is 1:54. We got a ways to go on that. We're going to be focusing here mainly on the areas where the actual circulation is, heading through one of our densely populated cities in our coverage area here, and that's going to be Ruston and Grambling. Now, it's pretty much through Ruston at this time, just getting north of I-20. Still going to want to be in your safe place until the tornado warning is up. We're still looking at this tornado threat, and that's going to be throughout the next,
We're getting some reports of power outages in Ruston. I've noticed on Facebook Live as well. National Weather Service also confirming that. So Ruston Police confirming power outages in the city as the storm has moved through. Again, I can't speculate exactly what caused that. Obviously, it's the storm, but we can't speculate if it was damaging winds or something else. But again, just give you got a heads up here. The storm is not messing around. It's doing some damage, and folks need to be paying attention to it as it continues to work towards the north and the east. So, and folks in Farmerville, you're in that warning. You need to be paying attention to this storm as it now kind of pushes off into more rural areas here of Lincoln Parish. It'll be crossing into Union Parish here probably about the next 10 to 15 minutes or so. And again, folks in Farmerville and Downsville, you need to be paying attention. And this tornado warning, again, goes till 2:15 a.m., and we're coming up to, we're about 5 minutes away from 2 o'clock. So, again, this storm is moving very, very quickly to the northeast. But good news is, I think with the latest velocity that we're seeing, kind of more broadening of the winds.
Yeah, definitely broadening out. We are getting further and further away from that Shreveport radar. Our radar, which gives you a closer look to the ground, can kind of give you a rough look at where any rotation would be, kind of still matching up just northeast of Ruston. This is for areas in Lincoln Parish. Kind of circle that and give you an idea of what we're talking about here. The newest scan just came out, still pretty much the same place. Severe thunderstorm warning was just issued for us here, Monroe, West Monroe, all of Ouachita Parish, parts of southern Union Parish. This is from a different storm. If I give you a real quick look at the reflectivities, I think that our Shreveport radar are going to give you the best look here. If we turn the lightning on, lots of thunder and lightning in this storm, so this is heading northeast. We're going to be dealing with this severe thunderstorm warning here shortly. We can kind of give you a rough timing here. if it's heading that way. Here at our station, 223, that's in West Monroe, Monroe 231. So this storm is heading this direction. That's only a severe thunderstorm, though. We are tracking a tornado warning. This tornado warning storm is continuing to move. This rotation has broadened out a bit. That is kind of the silver lining of what we're looking at on the screen right now. What we usually look for is the bright green and the bright red right on top of each other. So I can kind of circle the red and the green couplet that we have on the screen. It is just north of Shreveport, just northeast of Vienna, but not quite as defined of what we have been seeing earlier. So that's, again, a silver lining that we can find. Getting reports of power outages in Ruston. If you lost us, if you know anyone who lost us, you can still get us on, again, Facebook Live, NBC, or Fox. And the ULM radar showing a tornado debris signature right now over the north side of Ruston. So this is exactly where this is right here, this circled area. Now that we're at the Shreveport radar, we're starting to shoot a little bit higher in the sky. So it might not look as good, but that does not say there's not a tornado on the ground. This is just again, radar indicated. We're keeping our eyes on this. For the folks, though, if you are in Lincoln Parish, I would still be in that safe place. Heading up towards Darbone, Lake Darbone, including up towards Farmerville as well. Say the Farmerville community, they're just downstream. You got Cox Ferry, Mosley's Bluff, Holmesville, Culbertson, Gills Ferry. If any of those areas sound familiar to you, be in your safe place. Rock Corner, Cedarton, Mineral Springs. This rotation is heading right towards it. That includes Douglas. So we did see this pass through just north of Ruston. This is still in parts of northeast Lincoln Parish. Again, zooming around a lot for you here, trying to give you the best idea. There's a lot of lightning in these storms, a lot of heavy rain, and it's moving at 45 miles per hour. You're not going to be able to see it if you're in Ruston, so there's no point in trying to go outside and look. Best is going to be in your safe place and staying with us here on NBC, Fox, or Facebook Live. We're going to try to give you the closest details that we can. Again, the next in line here, Douglas, Cedarton, Rock Corner, Mineral Springs, pretty much heading right over those areas right now. And you can see still not the most defined area of rotation. If you switch to our velocity, it's kind of this junky looking thing right here with the red and the green on top of each other. But you can definitely see a bit of a couplet. So we're going to be kind of trying to get our best idea of where this is. I still think that Shreveport, although that's a little bit higher in the sky, might be giving you a cleaner look at where some of this indicated rotation might be.
Yeah, it's still pretty broad. I mean, it's still rotating. It's you know, dangerous storm. Again, now starting to get closer to the Farmerville area, and you're actually in that tornado warning. So folks need to be paying attention up in Farmerville, as the ULM radar has depicted a tornado debris signature on radar. So just a few minutes ago. So yeah, this storm is still very, very dangerous as it continues to move towards the north and to the east, and still have not gotten any confirmation from the National Weather Service as to whether or not this thing has or is producing a tornado, but it could at any time. So treat it as if it is very, very dangerous storm that we're dealing with here, and going to be crossing into Union Parish here in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, and again, I'm on our Facebook Live. I'm trying to see if there are any comments, any questions that we can answer. I do apologize if we can't get to them now.
Some people are asking about El Dorado. This storm is, the tornado warning storm does not heading that direction. Right now, it's mainly just for portions of Lincoln Parish, and Union Parish and even parts of Ouachita Parish are included in that warning as well.
Yeah, so if you're asking about different areas, this is our radar. Again, strong storms essentially through the whole coverage area. That includes El Dorado in southern Arkansas with a lot of lightning there. You see all those strikes on the screen. Severe thunderstorm warning that is heading towards Wynn Parish, Caldwell Parish, Ouachita Parish, eastern Jackson Parish, all those areas. Expect some heavy rainfall, but the tornado threat right now just crossed the Farmerville Highway in parts of Lincoln Parish. It is now northeast of Vienna. We're looking at Mineral Springs, Cedarton, Culbertson, Darbone, all those areas. Going to want to be in your safe place. Right now, make sure that you are in a small interior room on the lowest floor of your house, a bathroom or a closet. If you can, wear some shoes, wear a helmet. Sounds silly, but anything to protect you from some flying debris in case a tornado does strike where you live. You can get us on Facebook Live as well if you're with us on NBC or Fox. We're cutting into those stations as well. I know a lot of folks losing power in the Tech area, the Ruston area. I saw some comments. Someone at Tech said that it did feel those strong winds, but it seems like the worst of it was losing power. So we're hoping that's the case. We are looking right at this rotation in northeast Lincoln Parish, crossed right over Ruston, just over Grambling as well. Good time right now for the Ruston and Grambling people. If you know anyone there, give your folks a call, check up on them, make sure everything's okay as this rotation has passed through in that area. And it is now time for the folks in southern Union Parish, Farmerville especially, Darbone, Lake Darbone, those areas. It's time to give them a call to let them know you want to get in your safe place right now. We're going to be seeing this area of rotation again, kind of broadened out at this point, but if it stays on the track, 2:27 a.m., so you got about 20 minutes or so, Farmerville. I don't even know if I would say that much, but continuing to move in this direction. So we're going to keep our eyes on this. This tornado warning does expire at 2:15 a.m. You got about 13 minutes left. And we're going to stay with you as long as it is in effect, trying to keep you safe here. Multiple ways to get this coverage. The indicated area of rotation right now would be around northeast Lincoln Parish. And you're still looking at damaging wind capability, frequent thunder, lightning, and maybe some localized flash flooding with all the storms southward as the radar is turned on. See some strong stuff heading our direction. But in terms of the tornado threat, that is just down to this one storm right now. So we're going to keep our eyes on this one.
Yeah, good news is, I mean, the rotation on this is really broadened out here, and it's the most significant, like, broadening of the rotation I think that we've seen so far since we've gotten on the coverage here, which is good news. But again, this storm, I mean, just as far as winds go, quite a bit of wind damage. So, you know, very, very strong winds with this. And I believe Jared just tweeted something out, something about a damage report. Let me see if I can see what he just said here.
Yeah, I saw a comment from someone in Ruston saying, can I get out of the closet now? I think you're good. This area rotation has passed off towards the northeast. So Ruston, still under this tornado warning, but you are just about cleared from that tornado threat. So if you know anyone in Ruston, give them a call. Check up on them, see how they fared through this. We're hoping that so far reports are minimal. We do know that there are a lot of power outage reports in the Ruston area, so that is one thing that's tough to avoid with these severe thunderstorms again.
I heard about a power outage out in Shooterant too as well. Just checking in on some of these Facebook Live comments. Just let us know what you guys are experiencing in your community. If you can safely send us pictures of any damage, we would definitely appreciate it. But again, there's a lot of gusty winds, a lot of heavy rain and lightning still going on. So if you can't do it safely, please don't. Just wait for the storm to pass. These things are actually moving very quickly, which is good news. But we will, we appreciate the any sort of reports that we can continue to get from you guys. And as always, we'll continue to see what the National Weather Service continues to. So yeah, it looks like.
Yeah, Lincoln Parish Sheriff Office is confirming damage in Ruston. So let us know if you're in Ruston. If you know folks in Ruston, the most important thing right now would be to give them a call and ask them how they fared through this storm. Again, a tornado warning went right over the heart of Ruston, especially Tech. Grambling folks, make sure you're checking in on your friends and your family, making sure everything is okay. Like Brian said, if you can safely send us damage reports or photos, please do that. But most importantly, check in on all your people. Make sure that everyone made it through this okay. So far, what we're getting is a lot of power outage reports from Lincoln and Ouachita Parish, especially with these strong winds associated with the storm. We do know that this was a confirmed tornado down in Bienville Parish. Not confirmed the time it passed over Tech and Ruston, but that does not mean that there wasn't anything touching the ground, so something kind of have to differentiate there. But for now, Ruston is still under a tornado warning, but as you can see, this rotation is well out of your area. So I think Ruston folks, you can come out of the closet now. You can get back out of your safe place. Make sure you're checking up on folks. Farmerville folks, make sure you're in your safe place. They are right downstream of this, again, area of rotation. Now, right now, can't really speculate on whether or not the National Weather Service will issue a further downstream warning, but we're going to keep our eyes on the National Weather Service chat. I don't think
they haven't talked about it.
Yeah, haven't mentioned it. Last thing they said is that the Lincoln Parish Sheriff's Office is confirming some damage throughout the city of Ruston. So we do know that there were at least some strong winds, and this went right over Ruston. And it did say, they did say that it was a confirmed tornado moving northeast. That was about 5 minutes ago. So make sure, again, you're in your safe place. If you're in Farmerville, if you're near Lake Darbone, Cox Ferry, Gills Ferry, Culbertson, Holmesville, all those areas that I'm naming, you see those roads, State Route 2, South Main Street, Stansbury Road, Levi Road, Jinks Road, Red Rock Lane, Pint Road, all those areas. Be sure that you're getting in your safe place immediately. A lot of lightning around this storm. It's Shreveport saying lots of reports about Louisiana Tech, a portion of it, taking damage from a possible tornado.
Oh, no.
So make sure,
it's not good.
please, 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 if you got students at Tech, if you know anyone in Ruston, please give them a call and check up on them. Make sure that everyone's okay. Make sure everyone is doing okay here. And this is especially important.
Windows blown out of dorm rooms and damage at the baseball complex.
Okay, so
from the National Weather Service.
Confirmed damage in Lincoln Parish, specifically at Tech, at the baseball stadium, and some dorms. So we know that this could have been a tornado at that time. For all the Farmerville folks, if you know anyone in Farmerville, please tell them to get in their safe place right now. We have had multiple confirmed tornado reports with this storm. I know a lot of you saying your power's out. I think that's kind of one commonplace that everyone who's gone through this storm has. But make sure that we're staying in your safe place. Again, Ruston, the tornado threat is over for now. You are looking at just still some rainfall, but it does look like a confirmed tornado may have passed right over part of Tech. That includes the baseball stadium, some dorms. If you have students at Tech, please give them a call. Wake them up if you have to, if they haven't already been woken up by the storm, and check in on them. Make sure that everyone's doing okay. Make sure any friends and family over in Lincoln Parish are doing okay as well. This is just crossing into southern Union Parish. We can turn on the lightning here. There's a lot of lightning, but that area of red and green is heading straight through Farmerville. So with all the confirmed tornado reports, good bet that we could be seeing this kind of continued. Our live storm tracker Doppler radar actually has the rotation just a little bit further towards the east, but still going to be crossing right around that Farmerville area. So be sure that you're getting in your safe place in Union Parish. We're keeping our eyes on this rotation. National Weather Service hasn't said whether or not they will be extending it, issuing a new one downstream, but still got about 8 minutes to this one left. So I'm not thinking that they're going to just cancel these. I do have an idea that we're going to get some more tornado warnings after this one.
Right, and again, radar picking up on more possible potential debris being lofted by this area of rotation, once again coming into Farmerville. So again, it just went through Ruston, did quite a bit of damage. The storm, again, cannot directly confirm if there was a tornado in that area. However, folks in Farmerville, you need to be in your safe place. You needed to be there about 10 to 15 minutes ago. The storm is moving very, very quickly, and it will more than likely do damage. So again, it's had a history of producing damage. This is something that you need to be taking the warnings extremely seriously here. And again, because it's a possible, tornado. We have not seen any confirmed reports yet from the National Weather Service on this updated area. But again, treat it as if there is something in progress, and extremely, extremely dangerous storm. Just a lot of lightning, a lot of wind. Again, that's going to be another aspect of it, just damaging straight line winds. I mean, these storms are packing a punch here very, very early in the morning. Again, it is April, so it's not surprising that we're getting storms early in the morning, but still, folks just need to be paying attention here. Have not seen any more updates from the National Weather Service here as far as damage reports. Anything?
Nothing new from the National Weather Service on
Facebook Live or if any?
Yeah, we are getting asking some folks to show Downsville. That is in parts of Lincoln Parish. Downsville, this rotation is a bit close to you, but it's kind of crossing into Union Parish right now. So for our folks in Union Parish, just over Lake D'Arbonne, that is where we are going to be focusing on.
Stansbury Road, it looks like, let's see.
So power just went out in Lake D'Arbonne, Man Road area. Again, if you are in Farmerville, if you are in the Lake D'Arbonne area, make sure that you're getting in your safe place right now. You're getting reports of power outages. For the folks who lose us on NBC or Fox and you know people there, make sure you give them a call. Tell them that we're on Facebook Live right now. I think that's how we're interacting with most of you, trying to read these comments as quick as we can. We do know that there's been a confirmed tornado in the Tech area, also in the Bienville Parish area. You know, folks in those areas, please, please give them a call. Ask them, make sure that they're doing all right after this storm passed through. And most importantly, tell your folks in Farmerville, especially it's looking like this rotation is just south of Farmerville.
Yep, right about there.
Do you know anyone in that Lake D'Arbonne area? This is going to be crossing right over Lake D'Arbonne. So make sure that you are getting in your safe place. Again, we have had reports from the National Weather Service that the Lincoln Parish Sheriff's Office is confirming damage throughout Ruston. Multiple reports that portions of the Louisiana Tech campus has taken a hit from a tornado. Windows blown out of dorm rooms, and damage at the baseball complex. So with those confirmed reports, make sure if you have students at Tech or if you know anyone there, you're checking up on them. If you know people near Lake Darbone and Union Parish, that's where this rotation is right now. That's where these folks are going to want to be in their safe place. So make sure if they don't know where your safe place is, it's typically going to be a bathroom or a closet. Small room with as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Going to be in the lowest floor of your home, preferably no windows. So Mosley's Bluff, Ruggs Bluff Road, Allen Mann Road, Dove Lane, Cox Ferry, State Route 2, any of those roads, North Spillway Road, if they sound familiar to you and you are in Union Parish, make sure you're getting in your safe place. This rotation is passing just south of Farmerville. So if you know anyone there, we're going to be keeping our eyes on this. They have not issued a new tornado warning yet for further downstream areas in Union Parish, but there's certainly a possibility of that. And if so, we're going to be staying with you as long as we do have an active tornado warning in effect.
Right, so time's about 12:12 here, and if you're just tuning in, you're seeing an area of rotation here and coming into Farmerville. So this is pretty much right on the doorstep of Farmerville here, and this is probably about as close as we're going to get, and it's actually getting right onto the edge of the tornado warning. So that kind of gives you an idea of just how fast this area of rotation has moved. It's going to get out of the area of the Shreveport radar here soon. We're going to switch over to our live storm tracker Doppler radar. But again, every time that the radar updates, we have to draw a new circle. Gives you an idea just how quickly this area of rotation is. So it is essentially in Farmerville at this point. And I've been checking up with the National Weather Service to see if anything is happening in this area, but no reports as of this time. But treat it as if there is a tornado in progress. Again, one could spin up at any time. Folks in Cox Ferry, Farmerville, looks like Canbeal. Let's see, Quigley and Delutri. I'm so sorry if I butchered that.
Yeah, we apologize for butchering any names here. We're trying to get as localized and hyper-local as possible, naming streets, naming communities. So if we do kind of butcher your street name or community,
we deeply apologize.
Yeah, this is heading just south of Farmerville now, though. I would bet that we're going to be seeing some further downstream warnings here from what we're seeing now. And we do have heavy rain across a lot of the coverage area now, but I see a lot of people asking about where they live. If you're not in Union Parish, if you're not in Farmerville, you're not under a tornado warning and not under that radar indicated rotation. Not that you're not important, but we're kind of looking at this as our primary threat.
All right, so the National Weather Service had trained spotters reported a tornado at 1:50, and law enforcement also confirmed damage around Louisiana Tech and other portions of the city. The spotters saw the tornado on Tech Drive near the campus. So again, just looking more and more likely that a tornado hit the Tech campus here. So again, if you have or know anybody, if you have children that are there or friends, family, anybody, make sure you're calling them, waking them up, making sure that they are okay.
Yeah, we just got a new tornado warning now. So for our folks, this includes Marion. This is up through the rest of Union Parish, and that is part of, as Jared just texted us, Deluder. That's how you pronounce that. So Deluder folks, Marion folks, Farmerville folks, this is for Union Parish in effect until 3 a.m. We are looking at this tornado warning has been extended for your folks in Union Parish. If you know anyone there, if you got friends there, family there, make sure you give them a call. We have multiple damage reports from areas in Lincoln Parish and from Bienville Parish. So that makes you, again, kind of take this a little bit more serious, as this has been a confirmed tornado on the ground, and it is producing damage throughout these areas. So please be sure that if you know folks in Marion, if you know folks in Union Parish, you are getting in your safe place immediately for us.
Okay, that area of circulation is going right over Farmerville at this moment, so you, hopefully, folks, are in your safe place. This is, again, a very, very dangerous storm. It's produced quite a bit of damage already. Has been in progress for a very long time. It has tracked all the way from East Texas and has dropped a couple tornadoes just sporadically quickly across the Arcadia tonight, so or early this morning, I should say. So again, a very, very dangerous storm here, and continuing to hold on even as it moves out. But I'm going to have to switch radar here because it's almost out of the range, and I'm going to switch to our live storm tracker Doppler radar. This is kind of the middle. This is the classic reflectivity that you would normally see here, and still picking on quite a bit of area. So yeah, it's on this kind of this bow area here as this line of storms gets more organized, and again, continuing to see this area still. I wonder if Little Rock maybe can pick up.
Yeah, the latest from Shreveport, it's 5 miles south of Farmerville, and that is 16 miles northwest of Claiborne. It's moving at 40 miles per hour. We got a lot of folks asking about West Monroe. Now, our studio's here in West Monroe. We can hear the heavy rain, some thunder off in the distance, but we're under a severe thunderstorm warning. This kind of takes the back seat to tornado warnings. Now, again, probably stay inside, stay away from windows if you're under severe thunderstorm warning. Some common sense for you, but for our folks in Union Parish till 3 a.m., you're going to want to be in your safe place. This has been a confirmed tornado already through parts of the coverage area, Lincoln Parish, Bienville Parish, this exact rotation. So you're going to want to take this serious for all of our folks up through parts of kind of central Union Parish moving towards the Marion area.
So yeah, again, this latest update showed that area of rotation is right over Farmerville at this moment. So again, making right over that location, like right a pretty much basic direct hit if anything were to be in progress there. Again, National Weather Service not mentioning a confirmed tornado with this. However, this thing keeps cycling up and down, and it can happen very, very quickly. So we can take this storm quickly. I'm going to switch over to see what it looks like on the Jackson radar. Not showing much, but we're kind of getting into an area where we can't really see all too well here. Let's see. Where's our velocity? There we go. All right, so I'm going to try to point this out. You can kind of see it here on our live storm tracker Doppler radar, and but not terribly clearly. Is that still Shreveport's radar?
Yeah, we're still looking at Shreveport on my computer.
I'm going to hold it up.
You can get a rough broad look at it, which is about the best we can do for you right now, since this is in a weird spot, kind of a tricky radar hole where you're in between a bunch of radars. And our radar right now, we have such heavy rain coming down that you're not getting the clearest look. But still, if you're in that tornado warning, take it as if a tornado is on the way. Whether or not it really is, we are looking at a radar-indicated rotation, now moving east of Farmerville. It's continuing to move pretty quickly here at 40 miles per hour. If you know folks in Union Parish, please give them a call. Let them know that they are under a tornado warning. This is going to continue to head up just south of Marion. Now, again, this is working away from Lincoln Parish. It is working away from Ouachita Parish. Those areas in the clear. Someone just mentioned Shudrint. Not under a tornado warning right now. This is only for Union Parish. We're looking at Linville, Hale, Dean, Marion, 13 Points Landing, Gravel, Alabama Landing. You got, looks like Pipe Yard Road, Upco. If any of those places sound familiar to you, Deluder, that's kind of right there. Quigley, Canbeal. We apologize if we're butchering some names here. We're trying to give you the most localized look at exactly where this is. Now, Farmerville folks, tough to kind of keep power through these storms. You got lots of wind, frequent thunder and lightning. If you lose power, anyone's asking you, we're on Facebook Live as well. There's multiple ways to get this coverage from us. Again, take us to your safe place if you can. You can also stream us on NBC and Fox. We're on both stations right now, cutting in, and we will be, as long as you have these tornado warnings on our coverage area, or for now, radar indicated. But we have had confirmed tornadoes, just to kind of run through it. Confirmed tornadoes through the Louisiana Tech area in Lincoln Parish. Give those folks a call if you have students there. Make sure they're okay. We have had confirmed tornadoes in Bienville Parish. So everyone in Union Parish, that's the only area that we currently have under a tornado warning. Lots of people asking about Monroe, West Monroe here in Ouachita Parish. We do not have a tornado warning. We have a severe thunderstorm warning. Expect gusty winds, expect heavy rain and frequent thunder and lightning. Just stay away from the windows, stay inside, but don't really exactly need to be in your safe place. You're looking at Marion, kind of looking right downstream this, Deluder, and this is going to continue to head towards Linville in Union Parish till 3 a.m.
So yeah, as Reed mentioned, now kind of, it's out of Farmerville, which is good news. So if you're in Farmerville, you're good to go to get out of your storm shelter here. But just be aware that there is still heavy rain and lightning and thunder passing over your area. But looks like the main area of concern now is just south of Marion, and you are included in that tornado warning. And looks like most of it, though, it is in rural areas, which is good news. So continues to track through portions of Union Parish at this time. And we're going to have to switch radars over here because this area of rotation is like pretty much right on the cusp of our area. So we're going to have to flip over here.
Yeah, Brian's going to switch over for you for now. Make sure that you are in Union Parish, get in that safe place. The next areas in line of this, just kind of a heads up down the road, would be parts of northern Morehouse Parish and parts of southern Ashley County, but we're not there yet. Time is 2:21. We are really, we're really shooting up in the sky with Shreveport here. Our live velocity kind of gives you a better look. You can kind of see a couplet there, so make sure that we're kind of trying to find the best one for you. Most of these areas are broadened out, but again, we are in a weird spot right now where you're not getting a very clear look at this rotation, but just about every radar we look at has it in roughly the same area. We're going to be in Union Parish here till 3 a.m. For those folks, make sure you're getting in your safe place. Our radar kind of has an okay look at it right now. It looks like it's between about Farmerville and Marion. For all our folks there just south of Duluth, but those areas still, you're going to want to be in your safe place. I see comments about Ruston, asking about Ruston. Ruston, you're in the clear, no longer under tornado warning, but we did have a confirmed tornado track through the tech area and right around downtown Ruston, so make sure you are checking up on your folks there. Here in Ouachita Parish, looking at a severe thunderstorm, but not a tornado warning. That is strictly for Union Parish until 3 a.m. So we're going to kind of try to stick with you and give you the best looks we can at where any potential tornado would be. And it does look like it would be just south of Duluth or just southwest of Marion. National Weather Service, if they're saying anything new for us here. Still radar indicated about 8 minutes ago. So it was just south of Farmerville, and now it is moving up towards the Marion area, if anything just south of Marion at 40 miles per hour.
Yeah, I'll circle here the most approximate location where that rotation would be. Again, it's in a weird spot, like Reed mentioned, that really not getting a great vantage point, especially considering it is raining here at the station. Not looking all that great, but there is the area of most concern right now, just south of Marion, and I'm going to zoom in a little closer to see what highway that is. It looks like, let's see if we can get, it says Hale Loop Road. Is it Hale or Haley?
I can't tell. You got to give it your best bet here.
I'm just going to say Haley. But again, that's kind of like the main thoroughfare that's running through right now. Again, folks hopefully aren't out this early in the morning yet, but you know, it is the weekday, so it could be commuting. But again, that's going to be a dangerous drive, especially if you're in that area of Marion. So again, folks in Marion need to be in your safe place at this time. It's kind of muffled here on our radar, the best area of rotation, but 3 a.m. tornado warning with this storm. And again, something to definitely keep an eye out on is we still are watching kind of rotation. I mean, it just has not let up here since we got on.
Yeah, and this is kind of, again, not quite what we expected to come with this marginal risk this morning, but this is more of a discrete cell that has just kind of held it together. Hasn't been getting choked off by anything downstream, and it continues. Again, this thing has been tracking since around midnight, just around Natchitoches, southwest of Natchitoches, or before it moved up through parts of I-49, all the way through Bienville Parish, all the way through Lincoln Parish, and we are still tracking this just through Union Parish. If this tornado warning gets continued, we're going to stick with you as long as we got tornado warnings in effect right now till at least 3 a.m. Be sure, if you can't get us on NBC or Fox, you can tell your friends to watch us on Facebook Live. We can give you that information here as well. Multiple ways to get this coverage from us, and we're going to be staying with you as long as we can. So make sure you're in your safe place. If you're in Union Parish, that's the one area in our coverage area that needs to be in their safe place. Union Parish in North Louisiana. That includes Farmerville, although the rotation is past there, includes Linville, includes Alabama Landing, includes Hooker Hole, Dean, Gravel, Marion, just south of Marion, all those areas. Please get in your safe place right now. We do have this, earlier was a confirmed tornado, right now is a radar indicated tornado that continues to kind of trek through our area, moving northeast at about 40, 45 miles per hour.
So yeah, it's actually getting up into the extreme northeastern portions of Union Parish, and if it holds together, folks in Morehouse Parish need to be watching this. Again, mainly rural areas of Morehouse Parish, and then even folks in southern Arkansas, and need to be paying attention. I believe that's Ashley County. And folks near the Crossit area, again, you're not in that warning, but this area of circulation is on track to be getting in that area. So that's just a heads up. Folks in southern Arkansas and Ashley County need to be paying attention the next 30 minutes or so, as if this holds together, could be definitely seeing tornado warnings issued in that area pretty soon. But as far as the current area of rotation that we are monitoring, mainly south of Marion right now, and looking at the latest radar again, just it's starting to ramp up once again over the Marion area. So it's again, the storm just, it's right in the middle of a radar hole, so it's really difficult to see. But I mean, we're looking really high up in the sky, and we're still seeing rotation. That's, you know, that's problematic.
Yeah, National Weather Service just said, kind of right on cue with us, that they're showing strong but broad rotation, not exactly a very tight couplet like we saw earlier. Several miles east of Farmerville, just east of Highway 828. No debris signature at this time. So that's good news, at least. That's from the ULM radar. We have ours working as well. That's kind of what we've been showing you. But for now, this area broad rotation, possibly a tornado, is working just kind of east of Farmerville, south of Marion, towards Highway 828. Linville, Dean, Alabama, Landing, Hale. All those areas, gravel, 13 points, Landing, Loco. You're going to want to be in your safe place, trying to get as local as possible for you, as close to the ground. All these areas that we're mentioning under this tornado warning till 3 a.m. So you got just over 30 minutes left here that you need to be in your safe place. Now, Farmerville, that threat is past you, but make sure that you're checking up on all the folks that you do have in Union Parish, making sure that they're staying safe as well. We got multiple radars that work here. We're trying to give you the best idea. So far, we've seen confirmed tornado through Lincoln Parish and Bienville Parish, and some damage reports around the Louisiana Tech area. And that does include the baseball stadium and some dorms. So those folks going to want to make sure that you're checking up if you know any students there. If you have any kids that go there or grandkids, make sure you're checking up on them. Not too late to give them a call so they're staying safe, especially for the folks in Union Parish. Give them a call. The time is now 2:27, but you still got about 30 minutes left on this tornado warning. And so far, nothing downstream of it, but if there were to be a new one issued, that would be from Morehouse Parish in Ashley County. So we're going to keep our eyes on this. For now, make sure that you're staying in your safe place. For our folks in Union Parish, everyone else asking about strong winds, heavy rain. We do have severe thunderstorms moving through parts of Washita and Caldwell Parish, all the way down to Wynn Parish, but no tornado warnings. We're going to keep our eyes on this. Got damaging winds, and we are getting some damage reports out of Lincoln Parish with this storm.
Yeah, so as Reed mentioned, again, just kind of watching broad rotation with this storm, but it just really not changing. It's amazing how much it's, let's see, Jared just texted us and said energy outages, let's see, 2,500 out in Lincoln Parish, and I believe it was around 1,400 in Bienville Parish. So a lot of people are without power at this hour, and that's not good. But hopefully you have multiple ways of receiving those warnings. And actually, those areas the storms have already passed through. So, but folks, again, kind of looking downstream here outside the warning, this tornado warning is actually going to be just outside of the actual warning here. So would not be surprised here. Actually, I'll pull up Jackson's chat, as this will be kind of crossing into their jurisdiction here in a little bit. Let me pull that up real quickly. See what they're talking about. All right, so we are ready to see what happens here. But again, it's an extreme northeastern portions of Union Parish at this moment. The best area, again, it's getting kind of out of our radar coverage here, and mainly in rural areas at this time. So nothing confirmed at this moment, but strong enough to rotation to keep it in that tornado warning. Again, folks in portions of Morehouse Parish, I'm going to kind of zoom in to see what we have to deal with here. And like Brantley Landing, looks like Cooter's Neck, White, Meridian, Venice. Folks in that area, Meridian as well, need to be paying attention as this area of circulation moving very, very quickly towards the northeast. I'm going to circle it one more time right here. Oh, okay. Ray just lost radar data. Let's see. I'm going to try to, oh, there it is. It came back. All right, so seeing kind of more hot colors there as this area of rotation just continues to move towards the north and the east here. So again, coming up on 2:30, and now the area of rotation is tracked. It's got to be moving into Arkansas here in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So folks in Ashley County need to be paying attention here. But folks in Marion, this threat is pretty much moving out of your area. It's east of you, but still continuing to see some rain, lightning, and thunder in that area. Lots of power outages from these storms reported as well. And continuing to see it just hanging on. I'm going to circle the area that the velocity just kind of brightened up here. And even at that height, it's just amazing to see rotation.
Yeah, we got a lot of folks on our live stream asking about Ruston. All you folks in Ruston, without power, I'm sure you are done with this tornado threat for now. Someone asked why I don't have field reporters. Well, it's pouring rain and it's the middle of the night, so we'll get on that probably when the sun comes up and the storms are cleared. Right now we're dealing with tornado warnings. If you have damage reports, send them in. If you have folks in Ruston, you have folks in Bienville, make sure you're checking up on them, giving them a call, seeing that everyone's okay. I'm sure that there are lots of power outages, again, a couple thousand through parts of Bienville and Lincoln parishes. For now, this warning is still in effect until 3 a.m., and we are just tracking towards, looks like Marion, just southeast of Marion. So it's working its way up through parts of northwest Morehouse Parish. That's the next thing. Here in Monroe, we're looking at severe thunderstorms, frequent thunder and lightning with some heavy rain, but no tornado threat. Farmerville, tornado threat is gone. So all you folks asking about these places, trying to hit as many as we can. If you are in Marion, if you're in northwest Morehouse Parish, those are the areas that you're kind of want to have a heads up here. No new tornado warnings yet, but we're keeping our eyes on that. Looking at multiple trees and power lines down in Downsville and Union Parish as well.
So Jared just said that we do have a crew on the way to Ruston, so we're going to be reporting on the damage out there pretty shortly.
Okay, so we do have boots on the ground out there. We got folks heading towards Ruston to check out on the damage for you guys concerned, and we're going to try to bring you as much damage reports as we can. If you have photos and you can send them in, that'd be great, but most importantly, be sure that you're staying safe. It's just passing through parts of southeast Marion. Someone just asked about northwest Morehouse Parish. That's kind of next in line. Not under a tornado warning, but we're looking at that right now.
I mean, the area of rotation is pretty much outside of the tornado warning at this point. So I'm going to check in with the National Weather Service here in Jackson, because I believe that that's their territory at this point. Getting out of Shreveport. They're not talking about it right now, which is good news. Rotation must not be as impressive as it was for Jackson to be concerned about this. So that's good news. I think we're starting to get to the point where you know, this thing is starting to simmer down, but again, it's right in the sweet spot where you just can't see it on radar, and it's very, very hard to see at night, and especially considering it is rain wrap. But there is good news considering how we were seeing the rotation at the upper levels through this whole system. Like it looks like, from our vantage point here, that the rotation is really starting to kind of back off.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of folks commenting on our Facebook about damage reports from Ruston, so it is looking like those reports of a confirmed tornado in Ruston are coming to fruition here with all these damage reports. We'll for sure know once the sun comes up. National Weather Service will do some damage surveys later on in the day, most likely. But for now, still going to want to be in your safe place. We are looking at tornado warning in effect for northeast Union Parish. We know folks who live there. Be sure that they're getting in their safe place. Again, no word on whether this warning will be issued further downstream. That would be from the Jackson office for parts of Morehouse Parish and Ashley County, but we're going to keep our eyes on it for you. At the moment, still just dealing with one, and that is for parts of northeast Union Parish. That's in effect until 3 a.m. Likely won't need it for that much longer, but we're going to stay with you as long as there is a tornado warning in effect. Those latest scans still have it kind of pushing right towards east of Marion. So if you know folks in these areas in Union Parish, Alabama Landing, Dean, Gravel, 13 Points Landing, Loco, Parish Road 22, 24, give those folks a call. It's time to be in their safe place. Again, more of a rural area, but that doesn't mean that people don't live there. You're going to want to be in your safe place, and you can watch us on NBC, watch us on Fox. If you got to go to your safe place, we're streaming on Facebook Live. So there's going to be multiple ways to get this coverage from us at the moment, whichever one works best for you. We are trying to, again, get some questions answered for you here on our Facebook stream. But there's a lot coming in, so I do apologize for everyone asking if you're good here in Ouachita Parish. Well, we got strong storms rolling through, but no tornado threat. Only one tornado threat. Rest of you, just make sure if you got those gusty winds and thunder and lightning coming down, you're trying to stay away from windows. Don't necessarily need to be in the safe place, but staying inside if possible.
Right, exactly, because damaging winds can be just as dangerous. Actually, Jared just said that apparently there's reports of a tree down on a home, and the occupants were trapped in separate rooms. So, yeah, that's coming in from our own chief meteorologist, Jared Floyd. And, again, so just a lot of damage reports out there as we continue to monitor the severe weather across the area. And still watching this area, broad rotation as it moves in. And good news is, though, it doesn't seem like Jackson is talking about it all too much. They did just issue a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Morehouse, Richland, and West Carroll parishes, and has a tornado possible on it, but it doesn't look like they're going to issue a official tornado warning for this storm. So that's good news. It looks like the rotation is starting to kind of broaden out here as it moves into Morehouse Parish, and then eventually we'll get into Ashley County here in southern Arkansas.
Yeah, we're still keeping our eyes on this. I just asked the National Weather Service if they anticipate a new tornado warning coming out. For now, we are looking at seeing some pictures on social media from Tech of windows being smashed. Tornado definitely looks like it did pass through the dorms and the baseball field area over at Tech. So we're trying to get as many of these reports out as possible. If you do have any damage reports, you can send us. We would appreciate that. But be sure that if you have folks in Ruston, if you know folks at Tech, if you got kids there, please check in on them and make sure that everything is okay. Again, multiple reports of damage, lots of reports of some damage there and lots of power outages, multiple thousands. So be sure that you're calling your folks. Make sure that if you're still in that Northeast Union Parish area, that you're in your safe place. That's where we still got this tornado warning. And still not looking at anything being issued downstream. We're kind of waiting on that. This is still in effect till 3 a.m., but we got to stay on with you as long as we got a tornado warning. So Bienville, Lincoln Parish, they've already seen this. This is working towards extreme northwest Morehouse Parish and Ashley County. Those are the areas that are next in line. No warnings in effect yet. The rest of us just dealing with gusty winds, and we are dealing with some heavy rainfall and frequent lightning.
Right, and it's kind of interesting. I just give you an idea of how fast this area of circulation has moved throughout the course of the morning here. It is actually outside of the tornado warning, if you can believe that. It's showing up here on Jackson's radar. Well, actually, it's just inside. It's in the extreme northern corner, but it's pretty much outran the tornado warning and the one that goes till 3. So, again, we've been talking about seeing if the National Weather Service will issue a downstream warning, and we've actually asked them, but they said that you know, they're keeping an eye on it. And they said that there's still the potential here that you know, it could spin back up. There is still some very there's enough rotation there to, you know, warrant it to be still looked at. So, again, we're going to keep you updated. As Reed mentioned, we're going to stay on here as long as possible and give you the latest updates as this continues to move through. So,
yeah, right now we only have this tornado warning just trimmed down real small right now, only for Union Parish until 3 a.m. Have not gotten confirmation whether or not this tornado warning will be continued as that area of rotation enters Morehouse Parish and Ashley County. If not, likely see a severe thunderstorm warning with this as it does get issued. So again, if we do get a severe thunderstorm warning out of this, we'll be able to leave you on air. But if another tornado warning comes out, we're going to have to stay with you as long as that is in effect. Still getting some pretty strong returns here from radar at looking at these reflectivities, seeing some bright reds, bright greens, so possible that you're getting some small hail and definitely some heavy rainfall with frequent lightning. But for now, the tornado threat confined to that very, very small polygon in Northeast Union Parish. We're going to keep our eyes on this. Again, that area of rotation almost exiting that box right now. So if nothing does get issued downstream, we might be good to leave you here soon, but we're going to stay on for at least a few more minutes to make sure that no new tornado warning does get issued, so we don't have to leave you and then just come right back with you.
Right. So, yeah, it's we're coming. It's 2:40 right now in the morning. Tornado warning goes till 3 o'clock. It's been trimmed down for a pretty small sliver of extreme northeastern Union Parish here, and right where the pinks and reds are. This is our traditional radar image we usually show here, and we've been using a lot of velocity. It's been a very helpful tool tonight to help track that area of rotation moving across the Arcadia. Not just one parish. I mean, this is multiple parishes now. We've been seeing these reports, and just kind of it's been a busy night so far. So, and it looks like this thing is heading in the right direction as far as intensity, though. Not looking as great as it did earlier, which is very, very good news. But actually, as I just say that, it's starting to kind of tighten up slightly.
Yeah, the National Weather Service actually just said that they would likely do a severe thunderstorm with a tornado possible tag on it, but we're not likely to see a new tornado warning be issued after this one, at least for the time being. So that's kind of some good news for you here. And if that does get issued, that severe thunderstorm warning as the rotation exits, we'll probably be able to leave you here soon. So that'd be some good news. Still dealing with severe thunderstorms through parts of Morehouse, West Carroll, Richland, Washita, Caldwell, and Wynn Parish. All those areas expect gusty winds, heavy rainfall, frequent lightning with some small hail possible. Still could lead to some damage. Make sure you're staying inside, but the tornado threat looks like it could be ending here shortly, at least for the time being, as a tornado warning hopefully getting expired here in Northeast Union Parish. It's in effect for 20 more minutes, but really I don't see it being needed for 20 more minutes, as that area of rotation is kind of exiting the coverage area right now. And they are issuing some severe thunderstorm watches for areas west of I-55. That includes part of our coverage area, but the good news is that is a downgrade from a tornado warning, or a tornado watch, excuse me. So that's some good news here. We're keeping our eyes again on this warning, this tornado warning. Severe thunderstorm watch just populated on our screen. Areas east of Monroe, that includes the Riverside parishes, Chico, Ashley, Drew County, and southeast Arkansas, up through parts of the Mississippi Delta west to 155. That's going to be that severe thunderstorm watch. So looking at a more thunderstorm-oriented threat without the tornadoes, which is what we can hope for here. Still going to deliver some heavy rainfall, but it does look like we're almost done with you here as this area of rotation clears out, and it looks like we will not be getting a new tornado warning, at least for the time being.
Which is good news. Very, very good news.
But, yes, we're going to stick with you here. Watching this rotation, I think that we're just about good to leave you here back to your regularly scheduled programming. For now, we are looking at severe thunderstorm warnings. If you could switch the radar on for folks just before we leave them so they can get an idea of what we're seeing. Severe thunderstorm warning, I do believe, is just being issued downstream for Morehouse Parish and Ashley County. So that's good news. Again, severe thunderstorm warning, typically not saying that's good news, but that is, in this case, if it's coming after a tornado warning, because that is a downgrade. We're going to continue to see severe thunderstorms throughout the early morning hours and more rounds of storms throughout the day, more of a scattered look. But for now, it does look like our tornado threat is just about expiring for our folks in Wynn, Caldwell, Washita, Richland, Morehouse, and Ashley County, also West Carroll Parish. Expect some strong storms, but I do believe that our tornado threat's about finished. If you know folks in Bienville, if you know folks in Lincoln Parish, especially the Ruston area, especially the Louisiana Tech area, please give them a call, check up on them to make sure that everything is going all right and that they made it out safe. We'd appreciate any damage reports once the sun comes up. Send your photos in, and we're going to, I think that we can leave you here back to your programming as we're looking at this rotation. And again, if a new tornado warning does get issued, we'll come back on with you. But for now, it does look like things are starting to kind of quiet down in terms of our tornado threat.
For information.
We were sitting in this restaurant having lunch, and I put my hand on his arm and I said, Mike, how are you getting through this? And he said, you know, Nancy, I'm the type person, I never look back, I always look forward.
A background check revealed even more troubling news. Mike had substantial credit card debt, approximately $86,000, and most of the couple's assets were in Shirley's name.
To me, it appeared that she was financially stable and he was financially in trouble.
It wasn't until shortly before she disappeared that I ever heard her say anything even remotely unkind about him.
And friends told police that Shirley was planning to leave Mike.
She felt that he was financially irresponsible. Shirley said that she was planning to leave the area, and Mike would not be going with her.